Ever crashed a car that wasn't yours? I have. It was terrible and quite terrifying, actually. Welcome to my series, Life is Pain. I'm Gavin, and this is a series where I tell you the most painful memories of my life for your amusement. My therapist told me it'd be a good way to deal with things. No, I don't have a therapist. This episode of Life is Pain is called Crash Car. But this all started when I was first selling cars. Yes, I sold cars. And I know what you're thinking. That scumbag. You see, I was a newbie at selling cars for less than a year. And if you've never sold cars, it's like a jungle. You either sink or swim in the blood path of stress, living off commission. Here they come. Don't be scared, newbie. What a beautiful day to be car shopping. Let's get them. My dear customers, prepare, because you will consent to buying a car. Get back in the car, honey! The savages are bomb rushing us! So being new, I was living in fear, trying not to compulse in front of my customers at every moment, having no idea what I was doing. Customers can smell fear, by the way. So I'll never forget this car deal with this couple. It was going really great, almost perfect actually. I was making all the rapport with them, throwing in my killer one-liners that made them laugh. We picked out the car they wanted and had a good test drive too. You know, selling a car is like the biggest dopamine hit you could ask for, especially when you're new. The entire time your stress levels are so high. And then immediately when you sell a car, you get hit with a rush of energy that any addict would want. Seriously. So I sold me a car, and my customers were waiting in finance. Me, being the stellar salesperson that I was, organized all their stuff from their trade-in into these boxes. By the time they got out of finance, they were excited for the new car. There was just one problem. Their vehicle was still being washed in the back. I reassured them, though, that it was all going to be okay. Happily, they agreed to wait in the front, carrying their boxes of stuff that I loaded for them. I dashed at the speed of light with the biggest grin on my face. The other salespeople on the floor gave me dirty looks, knowing I was now leading the board for top sales of the month. But I didn't mind the looks. I make it to the back of the dealership where all sold cars are being washed. Helping them real quick, they see I'm in a rush with my customers waiting in the front. So they hand me the keys. And I tell you this in retrospect. Patience is very important. Jumping in the car, I Uno reverse out of the bay door in full confidence. As I'm turning the wheel left, going backwards, I hear a sudden crunch, with the car stopping. I didn't understand at first, with the sound making my heart fall in my butthole. Everyone in the bay working stopped suddenly with a shocked look on their face. I knew I really messed up, with all eyes on me. So I jump out of the vehicle, seeing the front bumper of the car completely smashed into a pole that sits right outside the entrance to the bay door. I never noticed those before until now. Not sure what to do, I get back in the car and back out 2 feet, feeling the front bumper bouncing. Hearing it smack the pavement a few times, I knew there was no getting out of this one. Yeah, he's getting fired for sure. Yeah, probably. He's an idiot. Well, I guess that means it's my lunchtime now. I hate it when he does that. All eyes are still on me as I stand in front of this wrecked vehicle trying to brainstorm all my escape plans. But my brain's a bit cloudy, confused on how bad the damage was to the front bumper. The entire front bumper looks so unfixable. All I did was give it a little tap. These cars are made of the cheapest plastic, I swear. Now, having a lot of time, I realize there's no reasonable explanation besides the fact that, well, I'm an idiot. And it's in the middle of the summer in Texas. My customers are still waiting outside in the front of the store carrying all their belongings. I've been back here way too long. They know something's up. But honestly, in that moment, that was the least of my worries. What if I got fired? Or worse, kept my job and this is my legacy every day? And my brain was working on overdrive, contemplating all my terrible decisions that got me here. Alright, kiddos, go on and pick a movie for the night. Thanks, Dad. Let's pick this movie. I bet you this one's gonna be awesome. Bored. Told you so. This trunk's got plenty of space. But how quiet is the trunk really? Oh, the trunk space? It's super quiet. Even if you wanted to, you could even fit 3 dead bodies back there. Oh, really? That's kind of perfect, actually. Will it block out, I don't know, like loud screaming or banging? Yeah, it should. Well, if you want to sell me a car, jump in the trunk and prove it to me. Need to make sure it fits all my needs, if you know what I mean. Okay. See? Thanks, buddy. Wait! Don't! How did I get here? That was a very common question to ask myself during this time in my life. Maybe I should have tried harder in high school, or not dropped out of college. Became a plumber like my dad and joined the trade. But no, I was here, standing in front of a broken bumper to the brand new car I just sold. A car my customer literally 5 minutes ago just bought. If I managed to keep my job after the fact, I could only imagine what new nickname I would get. I've only been working here for the last 7 months, and I managed to have a wide variety of names in my arsenal. None of them I was proud of. I'm staring at the wrecked vehicle, knowing I have to do something. My customers have been waiting about 10 minutes at this point. Afraid, I walked to the backside of the store, avoiding the lobby at any cost. I couldn't risk my customers seeing me. Making it to the side of the store, I slip in undetected. I approach all my boss's desk, with all 4 of them watching me. The hierarchy of a dealership is interesting. Essentially, you have one boss over the entire store, also known as the general manager, and under him are desk managers. Their job is to actually put deals together that we then present to customers. I stand at all 4 of their desks in silence. Glancing out the window, I see my customers out in the front, now looking irritated. My general manager breaks my train of thought when asking, "Are your customers happy?" I look at him and give him a nervous smile. He immediately knows something's wrong. All my other bosses stop working on their computers to watch me. I just say, "I nicked the car." "What?" "Well, they finished it, cleaning, and I was pulling it out, and I kinda nicked it." The general manager groans and looks at one of my other managers to say, "Go with him and figure it out." One of my desk managers walks with me through the shop into the wash bay where the wrecked vehicle is. He stares at it intently, seeing the damage. Nervously, I wait for his response, hoping it isn't as bad as it looks. After a few seconds of silence that seemed like an eternity, he just says, Gavin? "Yes, sir?" That's not a nick. The whole bumper's hanging, bro." Yeah, it is. Here's the plan. I'll bring your customer to the service drive and prepare them." "For what? What do you think?" I stare at him like a deer in the headlights. "I'll soften the blow and talk to them. Bring the car on the service drive, alright?" I sit in the wrecked vehicle, watching the service drive like a hawk. Waiting for about 5 minutes, I see my boss talking to my customers. I grow knowing this next part is going to be painful. Moving the car to the service drive, the front bumper thumps fast. The sound of the bumper smacking the concrete catches my customer's attention, and the wife looks horrified as her husband turns bright red. Stepping out of the vehicle, my boss apologizes, saying I'm new, that I've only been there for about 2 months. Not true, been there for about 7. My boss said we'd fix for free, and that I was very sorry. I stayed silent during the entire interaction, looking at my feet, too scared to make eye contact. Though the wife was surprisingly cool, taking pity on me like an injured cat born from incest with health defects. Though the husband wasn't having it, with her having to calm him down. They agreed though and went home, waiting for the vehicle to be fixed. We watched him drive off on a rental with my boss saying, "You're lucky that the wife was super cool. I'd kill you." "Good job, Nick." He walks away, leaving me with some relief before realizing what he said. "Nicked? Aw, crap." So I sold a car and made some money, but at the cost of my dignity, and I got a new nickname out of the roster. After the whole ordeal, I went in my car and had a breakdown for a late lunch, and I tell you, that nickname lasted for at least another year, if not more. Though in retrospect, it all went well. My customers came back when the car was fixed and they were happy. Then the husband even bought a truck for me later. But after I sold him that one, he said, "Don't drive this one." We laughed a little bit. "No, seriously, do not drive this one." I just shook my head in agreement. Being a car salesman was definitely an interesting part of my life. Something I don't regret by any means. Though, there was a lot of growing pains in that job. My dad always told me it builds character and to stay positive. I'm just happy I can laugh at myself now, because in that moment, I was ready to jump off a cliff. So kids, if you want to take away a valuable lesson in all of this, there's always one upside to being at rock bottom. There's only one way to go up after it. Oh, and when you're driving in reverse, make sure to pay attention to your surroundings. But hey everybody, that's all I got for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Tell me an embarrassing story in the comment section below, and let me know what you thought about the video. Also check out my other stories if you like this one. Until next time, I'm Gavin, and life is pain, but that's okay.